Pixie. She's deaf. She can't hear me. This is what I hate. When she tears away at my sheets, I yell at her. She can't acknowledge me because she can't hear her. Like, what the hell? Why do that? What a weirdo. You're fucked up, cat. How you all doing? How's my hair? Oh, jeez, it's not nice. Okay, yeah, just took off the hat, came back from school, took off the hat. Probably not the best place to put this camera. Don't know if you can see me. Don't really care. As long as you can hear me. Alright, I just recently got a message on my channel when I was uploading that DMCA mirror that apparently they've allocated me more than 15 minutes for video uploads. So I kind of want to test this, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my HD camera to record myself ranting for the next 15 plus minutes. If you don't want to hear this, click away right now. I don't want to hear complaints. Well, I'm going to get them anyway, but I don't care. Just I'm warning you in advance. Get the fuck out of here if you don't want to hear me rant about crazy, stupid, retarded, religious oriented shit for the next 15 plus minutes. Okay. And you know what? It might be worth your while just to see how like my hair dances while I'm shaking around and shit. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to touch on mainly was I wanted to put forth my ideas. I was thinking about this. A recent subscriber of mine, very recent, like I don't know. I just got the email maybe 30 seconds ago before I started recording this, and you know. Although I find it a very, just to clarify, I find it a little cliche, like every time I get a subscriber, to go to their channel and say, hey, thanks for subscribing. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems so unemotional, impersonal. I don't know how to explain it. I don't do that. What I actually do with every single person that subscribes to me is I actually click the link to their channel, and I have a quick overview of their channel, see what they're about, things like that. And even though you know most of you don't actually ever hear from me, I just want to say I do this, and I try to learn a little bit about each of you when you subscribe to me. I don't know if that means anything to you. Whatever, take it as you will. So anyway, this one subscriber, and what's interesting, what I find a lot of times with when you scroll down, you see how many subscriptions they have. Usually, it's within a year, like an account that's been created within the year or so, is they'll have 50, 60 subscriptions, and you review the last few, and almost always when they subscribe to me, it's like they've also subscribed to the Kitsch, the Living Dinosaur, Chatty Spike 2, Ryuoni. Sort of like I would say medium to lower end, especially me being lower end, I kind of drag them down. But our niche of atheists here on YouTube. But of course, before that, prior to that, there's the really popular ones like CDK, Don Exodus, Thunderfoot, and so on, and DPR Jones. Does Prof Meth actually count as one of those significant, profound atheists? I don't know. He's like I don't really know, because he's so... I think he does. I mean, he's definitely one of the first subscriptions I had as far as the atheist aspect on YouTube. But I wanted to point out that I find a lot of these people tend to watch creationist videos on YouTube. This is through my own understanding. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm being biased or whatnot. And I should probably get some light on my face. I'll be back 2 seconds. 1, 2. How long was that? That's about 2 seconds. Shut up, Pix. Anyway, what I've noticed is like a lot of people come to YouTube, right, and they're just average Christians. They're people like me that were just, shut up. What's wrong with you? Okay, all right, I'm patting you. Relax. They're just people that practice in Christianity just because to them it's so normal. It's just the way you are. It's just the way you grow up. You're Christian. You follow Christian. Well, you don't even necessarily follow Christian doctrines. You just go to church and you listen to the boring sermon, and then hopefully they got that little after party afterwards where they got really, really good coffee. And that's what being a Christian is in general. And obviously it depends on where you grew up and how your family practices Christianity and whatnot. But for the most part, most people practice it very leniently, very moderately, very, very practically. It's not a huge aspect of their life, even though they still consider themselves to be a Christian, just as Christian as anybody else. I would probably put them as being, I don't know, pacifist Christian? I don't know. Why do I feel the need to even associate a label with that? I don't know. But either way, a lot of these people come to YouTube and then they see creationist videos. They see somebody telling them that if they don't believe the literal interpretation of Genesis, that they're not a Christian. They see people telling them that, you know, you have to believe that Adam and Eve actually took place and the global flood, the Noah's Ark took place, right? And these people, they literally know, as growing up, like without even having to research this stuff. It's just like, well, those are just stories, you know, and they're in the Bible, you know, no big deal. But when somebody confronts them and tells them that they need to be taking this seriously, this is important for you to call yourself a Christian, you have to believe exactly as I do, which is literally believe every fucking word that's in that book. They step back and go, wait a second, what the hell is this Christianity stuff? So they start exploring. They start watching videos here on YouTube. Why not? It's an easy source to acquire, right? And they start comparing the arguments put forth by creationists, Christians, atheists, etc. And how many of them wind up having to choose a side of the line. And it's not to say that they necessarily become an atheist or that they you know, lose Christianity. They still call themselves Christian, whatnot. But when creationists literally tell them and back them up into a corner and force them to choose a side of the line here, you're either a Christian as I say you are, or, you know, you believe in fairy tales. That's how they perceive it, generally. So, when somebody's forced into this position where they need to choose a side of the line, I'm finding that more often than not, most people are sane, rational Christians. Most people look at these creations and go, you're an idiot. And they start subscribing to all of these atheists on YouTube. Not because they are an atheist themselves, but just because they generally respect what atheists are saying on YouTube. They find that atheist arguments, despite atheists being from a totally different religious orientation, well, obviously not one at all, but, you know, they find that atheists are putting forth the valid arguments here. They find that atheist arguments are well-researched, well-versed, and they don't require clinging on to illogical aspects of the Bible, irrational aspects of the Bible. And I just think it's really interesting to... I think it's very motivating for me. It's very inspirational for me to see people. And a few exchanges I've had recently, like Thunderbolt recently, and there was also somebody on, what was that last video that I uploaded? Crap. Yes, the one with the clip of the atheist experience. I had a discussion, you guys can check out the comments there, I had a discussion with somebody in that, and, you know, he or she, I'm not quite sure, but I'm assuming it's a he, you know, we worked out, you know, what were you seeing in this video, what was I seeing in this video, and we sort of worked that out, and we came to a mutual agreement that we're both more or less here on YouTube for the exact same reason. Whether he makes videos or not, I don't know, I'll probably have to go check out his channel, do that, but, you know, it's it's like soup for the soul for me. I just like the term. It's from a book that I read when I was younger. It's very heartwarming to me when I meet these sane Christians on YouTube, because for the most part, atheists here on YouTube are confronted and actively seek the most craziest fundamental nut jobs out there. And I feel it's my responsibility to inform everybody that those nut jobs, namely Nephilim free, I hate to be so generalistic, but creationists in general, you know, they're not representatives of Christianity. They're the black sheep of Christianity. I'm sorry to say this. It's not to say that creationists are bad people or anything like that. You know, I try to put myself in their shoes and understand why they believe these things. And you know, I've determined that it's mostly a product of their upbringing. They've that plus this clingy psychological aspect of wanting good things, wanting a reward when you die for being a good person, and it's a combination of a lot of things. But the whole point is, I do want to emphasize that, you know, most Christians are not fucking creationists. Most people are not Nephilim free. Most people are not shock of God. Most Christians are not Venom Fang X. Most Christians will watch Dr. Kent Hovind and laugh just as hysterically as the rest of us atheists. Except I find that a lot of us atheists here on YouTube don't even laugh at Kent Hovind anymore. That's one of the biggest drawbacks to what's happened to our lives by doing this stuff on YouTube, by exposing this stupidity to ourselves over and over. It's actually impacted us so much that we're no longer able to laugh at stupid shit. Well, occasionally we are, of course, but you know, for the most part, we'll watch a Kent Hovind video, and it's depressing. It's depressing to think that there's actually people that believe this shit. So we feel the need to straighten things up, make a video exposing the stupid aspects of this, which costs, let's face it, it takes hours, especially, like, take the Living Dinosaurs videos, for example, man. You know, even if he didn't say a single word in those videos, just the hours of cropping and piecing together the segments and picturing the videos he's responding to up in the corner. If he didn't say a word in those videos, that alone would take hours. And it would take hours just to render and upload that, let alone the time he puts into the videos, plus scripting it, plus, you know, reading the script, editing out the crappy little air gaps in between the vocals, and you know, and of course, if you screw up while you're reading it, you got to take more than 20. You know, the hours we put into these videos just to correct something that some guys randomly say. It's just like me. He'll just be talking in a webcam, and we got to put together a well-constructed argument to nullify their claims. Like, it's so much work for us. I'm sorry, but I find it draining. I find it emotionally demoralizing when somebody can be talking into a camera, as I am right now, just on some random rant, and I'll be watching this, intrigued as to their psychological aspects about the world. I actually want to learn how they think and why they think they need to believe in Genesis being literal and things like that. Like, but from where I stand on starting off on the video to where I am when I complete the video is two completely separate things. I watch the video and I'm taking notes. I'm like, no, that's retarded. No, that's fake. No, that's false. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. And at the end, I got this list, And I'm thinking, okay, I should make a video to correct this. You know, it's also, it's just so depressing, and so, but there's a lot of people I've been finding, even as insignificant as my videos are, as pettily, amateurly edited as they are, I get so much positive feedback for what I'm doing. And as I'm sure you all know, my channel, I don't block anybody, even if I got a troll. In fact, I've got trolls that admit they're trolls to me, trolling my channel. uh, you know, I don't block anybody. I don't give a shit. Whatever you have to say, it's what you have to say, you know. And I find it to be a beautiful thing that my channel has an open door policy, and almost everybody who has stepped into that door has been somewhat respectful. It's just the overwhelming majority have not only enjoyed my material, but also given me positive feedback on it, which is very reassuring, and I appreciate it, and thank you all for that. Now, you ever notice how, like, whenever you're ranting, you can't really, like, you never find the time to light up a smoke or take a sip from your beer or anything like that. Maybe it's just me. That's why I actually stopped talking. When I especially if I've been drinking or around people, I actually stop talking. I stop my topic. I finish off my topic. Let somebody else talk, just so I can have a sip of my beer. Whatever. Anyway. See? Awkward intermediate pause. So, what's the underlying point of this entire long-ass rant? What is it that I truly want to get off my chest? What is the point? What is the substance of this bullshit that I've subjected you all to now? Quite literally, it's the reassuring aspects. I want to thank you, the majority of you, for, even if it's inadvertently, through subscribing to me, and I went to your channel and I conducted a little bit of research on you. Thank you for reassuring me that, you know, what I'm doing here on YouTube, what all of us atheists are trying to do here on YouTube, all the hours that we put into the videos, is actually making a difference. It's affecting not only atheists but Christians too, and a lot of people are taking a side of the line, and they're standing up for what they consider to be right. And what they consider to be right is in total opposition to this bigotry that you generally see dictated by these creationists. Now, once again, this is not to, I'm not attempting to generalize every single creationist. There's quite a few good ones out there. And for whatever reasons that they are creationists, they have their own reasons, right? Every single person is an individual. And I find a lot of us atheists, literally, because we're so bombarded by the aspects of creationist stupidity in droves here on YouTube, that as soon as somebody says A, they're a creationist, or B, they're a Christian or whatnot, you know, it's very easy for us to very quickly jump to the conclusions that we assume based on this retarded dogma that we see presented by the fundamentalist creationists. So, I guess two major things out of this rant. First one being, thank you all for supporting me, and I apologize for not putting out very much material lately. It's just because I got exams, but I will have about 2 weeks of vacation after these exams, for which I will be assembling a couple videos, and I'm also working on creationism part 3, but it's deep, and the biggest problem I was facing with it earlier was I have to keep a lot of information within 15 minutes. Now apparently I don't have to, so that's going to help me. What was the second point? There was one. Yeah, see, this is how crappy my memory is. Something I was thinking about 2 seconds ago, it's gone. Gone out of Anyway, what are we at now? Oh yeah, we're approaching 20 minutes when I piece these together, so I guess that's the end of my rant. And thank you to everybody who subscribed to me, whether you're Christian, creationist, atheist, anti-theist, malevolent, heathen, I don't care. If you're subscribed to me, odds are, unless you're an old, tired-out account or you don't check your subscription box or whatever, you're listening to what I have to say. And for the most part, I get really positive feedback on that, and it is really, really nice to hear that. Even if it's negative feedback. I actually, you'll notice that's generally the comments that I respond to, because I like to be challenged. I like to be told that I'm wrong, because I like to be proven that I'm wrong. I want to get rid of all the dirty, nasty, filthy, bad information. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm a filter of inaccurate information. At least I'd like to think so. Anyway, I also want to give a huge shout out to all the other atheists here on YouTube that work so hard making videos. Like, I mean, I make shit videos, and it still takes me hours and hours to do that. And, you know, these guys who actually make the really good videos, you know, actively go to their channels right now and give them a pat on the back. Give them a channel comment right now that says, "You fucking rock. I appreciate all the hours of work that you put into these videos," and reassure them that what they're doing really is a good thing, because you... same with creationists, although, I don't know, see, all the creationists that used to make at least, you know, well-edited videos and whatnot, they've all blocked me, so I don't really get to see very many of them. It's kind of a shame, I gotta say. But, yeah, so concludes this rant. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're still here, thanks, I guess. And, on that note, yeah, go outside, get a life, man, enjoy life. Get some friends, go party with them, enjoy yourself. Get a girlfriend. Get me a girlfriend. Actually, I'll be your wingman, yeah, and you can be mine. Wow, Top Gun. Yeah, I'm not old. Anyway, have a good one. How do I conclude? I want to conclude it on a punchline, but I don't fucking have one. So this is what you get. It's just gonna be meh. Cheers.